Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to take a look at how to merge openings together in the Wizard software. It's a very easy technique that will give you a tremendous amount of flexibility in creating new mat designs and also modifying existing templates. Here's a great application for a merged opening. This record is displayed partially in its sleeve, and the mat opening is shaped to follow both of them. Here's how we'll do this. We'll start with an opening for the album cover. We'll make that 13 by 13. That will give you 1/2 inch of mat showing all the way around. And we'll make the borders 3.5 inches all the way around. We'll go ahead and just use that 1/4 inch reveal. And I'll need another opening for the album itself. So the easiest way to do that is to just hit Control C to copy and Control V to paste. And I'm going to change that to a circle by just going to Properties and clicking on the template and changing that to 102. I'll turn on the dynamic outsides for a moment so that I can move this over and align them together. And you'll see that it automatically snaps to the center. And I'll just move that just by eye until it looks good. And there we go. And I'll turn off the dynamic outsides to keep my dimensions. And then I will select both of the openings. I can do that by clicking Control A, and you see they're both selected now. Or I can click on each one of them while holding down the Shift key. With both of them selected, we go to the Advanced tab, and under Other Options we have Group Selection. And depending on the version of the software you're running, that may be labeled as Merge Openings. But click on that, and you'll see that they're now one opening. And that's really all there is to that. In this example here, it would have been easy enough to just do a bottom weighted mat and place the ribbons on the mat below the portrait. But doing a drop down like this is a more thoughtful design, and it really does a better job of uniting the ribbons with the portrait. We'll start by adding the opening for the photograph, the main opening we might call it. And we'll make the bottom border a bit wider. We'll do 4 inches to accommodate that little bit at the bottom. And this is a triple layer mat, and the middle and the bottom mats have reverse bevels. And the bottom mat is going to have a fairly generous reveal of 1/2 inch, and we'll do 3/16 on the middle mat. Okay, so that's good there. And now we'll add another opening that will become the little bump out down there to accommodate the ribbons. And the easiest way to do that, since we have these different reveals that we don't want to keep track of, is to just copy and paste again, Control C and Control V. And now I can go to Properties to resize that. And in this case, we're just kind of doing this on the fly, so I'm just going to drag it until it looks about right. In the real world, of course, we would need to actually put in some proper measurements. And also, this is going to be a double mat. We only want to cut through the top 2 layers. So we'll just need to make that a little bit larger. And then I can position that, and it will automatically snap to the center. And then we can move that up so that it's overlapping the bottom a little bit. And with the correct size and positioned where we want it, Control A to select all of those openings. We'll go to Advanced and simply click on Group Selection or Merge Openings. And there we have it. Now we have a space down there on the bottom mat that will accommodate the ribbon. Another good use of the merge feature is to modify openings. Many of the templates, but not all of them, allow you to apply a design to just specific corners or just the top or the bottom, but that's not true of all of them. Let's take a look at how we can get around that by using the merged openings. One of those templates that I had in mind is this one here, the Camelback Flare. It's very versatile. It's a nice design, but it doesn't allow you to just apply it to certain corners the way you might want to. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. If we go to the properties and set a few of those parameters to 0, we get a nice design with that nice gentle swoop on the top and the bottom. And let's make that just a little bit larger there. About ½ an inch would do nicely. Now it looks nice, but you may just want it on the top rather than on the top and the bottom, and you just don't have that option in this template to be able to do that. Let's see what we can do about that. I'll copy and paste that opening. So we've got another one just like it, and I'm going to change that to just a regular plain old rectangle. And I'm going to resize it. I'm going to be careful to keep the width the exact same measurement. I'm not going to change that, but I'm going to make the height somewhat smaller. I'm not too concerned about the exact measurement there. So I'll just drag it over here and it'll snap to the middle, and then I drag it down and it will snap to the bottom of the opening. So I'll select both of those. I'll hold down the Shift key and click on both openings. And when we go to Advanced, click on Group Selection or Merge Openings, and there you have it. That's really all there is to it. One last little note. Going back to this album project here, you might want to add a V-groove to follow this opening. It's just a nice extra little touch and unifies everything together very nicely. To do that, I'll select the square opening first and just go to Openings and click Add a V-groove, and I'll make that 3/4 of an inch offset. And then I'll do that same thing to the circular opening. Add a V-groove, 3/4 of an inch. Now I want that V-groove to be a circle rather than a square, so it's already selected. And I'll go to Properties, come down here under Options, and select Oval, and that will make it a circle. Now I need to select all 4 of these elements here: the circle, its V-groove, the square, and its V-groove. So in this case, it's easiest to simply hit Control-A, and that will select everything. Then when I go to Advanced and click on Group Selection, it will merge everything together, and that's done and ready to cut. So that's all I have for you right now. And tune in later for more.